Hey there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Carly Smith, and we are tracking thunderstorms overnight. So it's going to be late tonight into early Thursday. That timing is trending a little later, but we've got a squall line that's going to make it kind of interesting, and I'll unpack those details in just a second. But the impact is going to be scattered rain, lightning, and the potential for some gusty wind. What you need is rain gear. Be ready to take it slow on the roads if you do get caught in this weather, and keep tabs on the changing forecast because it is evolving. We've got to see how the front continues to pass through Texas, how the squall line shapes out, and what energy it kind of steals and what forms on the back end of it. But right now on our satellite radar imagery, we do have a passing shower approaching kind of the Matagorda, really more so San Antonio Bay area. For the most part, the coastal bend is nice and sunny. Here's that frontal boundary. It's a little bit further south now, and here's that squall line that I was talking about. So this is where all of the energy is. It's keeping a lot of the rainfall, the heavy rainfall with it, but there's outflow boundaries forming on the back end, and along the front there's still more waves of energy that are helping produce new showers and storms behind this main line. But ahead of that line, a lot of energy not showing up, right? We've got two separate storm systems, basically one closer to the low, one moving through Texas as we speak. We do have a risk of some strong wind gusts right now along that squall line. There's no 60-mile-per-hour winds, but we have a chance of that. Our atmospheric energy, our components, our ingredients do show signs that there could be some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's not a guarantee, but there is a chance. So prepare for that, right, as we are heading into the afternoon. More so, it's overnight into tomorrow morning. But something I want to point out in this, so this is our current radar imagery where we have that squall line that's just north of Austin. It's moving through kind of the Waco area, and then most of the rain is really south of Dallas. There's some scattered storms up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. What you see here, this red and orange along the coast, that's our energy that I was talking about. That's our surface-based energy that is just bubbling up with energy wanting to produce some storms, right? That's why when we get the sea breeze, we can get some pop-up showers because we have a lot of energy daily here in the coastal bend because of our heat and humidity. When we get an additional boost like a front, so now this is the latest model data, by the way, it's initiating a little bit better. It's focusing on that cluster, that squall line. So we'll see how things play out as we move the front into our energy, our South Texas energy, right? So you do see scattered pop-up storms in the Houston area. They really start to develop 2 to 4 p.m. as that squall line continues to move into Louisiana. This is kind of the outflow boundary from that squall line, helping produce some storms in the Houston area. For us, it's really just sea breeze induced showers we're watching out for until the front gets a little closer. As we get into the 8 o'clock hour, we see some storms from Bee County, Live Oak County, into Refugio County, but the front starts to weaken and stall. So that keeps a lot of the rain to the north. We'll be watching our watershed for some scattered heavy pockets of rainfall. Then there's another surge of energy that moves in the upper levels as we get into Thursday morning that could help, especially with the front stalling, produce higher end rainfall totals across the coastal bend. We'll have to watch out for the risk of flooding into the morning commute if this scenario plays out. Now, fronts don't always behave like we expect. It could be a little bit further south and then we would miss the rain. It could be a little bit further north and then San Antonio would get the rain. I don't think it's going to be further north where San Antonio gets the rain, but it could wind up further south where we do miss the rain. This front it is technically a cold front because our temperatures are going to fall, but they're not falling much, right? We're talking 96 to 90, but what I want to point out is that heat index value, that's a lot bigger difference, and how it feels when it's 110 versus 96 is huge, right? So we're going to feel like our air temperature, what our air temperature is this afternoon, we're going to feel like that tomorrow afternoon, and that's what is really going to be noticeable behind this front, is that difference in our heat index values. Right now, mostly sunny skies. We're going to keep it that way. That's what's going to help fuel the chance of storms overnight, is the energy that builds up because of this sunshine. It's going to make us pretty hot. We're 95 at 2 p.m., 108. Your feels like temperature there at 2 p.m. as well. Take a look at this heat index forecast, right? So for your heat index values, we are talking around 110 for Corpus Christi, 109 Robstown. That's today. Today, There is a risk of heat-related illness if you are exercising or working out in the heat, so please make sure you're staying hydrated and taking breaks as needed. But once again, I just want to emphasize, it's really as the sun sets, we see our chance of storms go up, but the trends continue to show that it's more so tomorrow morning we see the chance of storms. The main impact, rain, slick roads, lightning, and wind could cause power outages. Stay up to date with the latest. We could see high-end amounts around 2 inches, low-end amounts closer to 1/10 of an inch or less. Once the front passes through, we'll have drier and pleasant conditions with that low humidity sticking around, or at least lower humidity sticking around into the weekend. Barbie, John Thomas.